Photo frame, remove the back, spray some water on the glass, feed the droplets, gun the mag, paste on the model, shoot some mask.
Today we're going to be talking about virtual shoots, webcam shoots, FaceTime shoots, whatever you want to call them. There's many tutorials out there. It's pretty self-explanatory, but they all have something in common. Well, almost all of them. Do you know what that is?
Shitty quality photos.
Yes, unfortunately, we are at the mercy of not only the camera quality of our clients and models, but also their Wi-Fi connection. Even if they have an amazing camera, if their internet connection is not that good, it will not save the quality of the photos. The main problem, aside from the terrible resolution, is we don't have control over the exposure. And as photographers, we take pride in our control over exposure and knowing all the settings. So we feel powerless at the mercy of the vilified auto mode. If you're a bit like me, a little bit of a control freak, you can't just let auto mode be in charge. So let's go back to my first virtual shoot. After taking literally 3 screenshots, I said, I just can't do this. There was 3 problems. 1, the resolution, obviously. 2, taking the screenshot was cumbersome. The keyboard shortcuts, I had to press like 3 different things. And number 3, the model didn't know when I was taking the screenshot, so she didn't know when the picture was being taken. So to put her at ease, I brought my actual camera and pointed it at the monitor so she could see me with the camera facing her, and she could hear click click the sound of the shutter. That way she knew when I was taking the shot and she could relax, breathe, because modeling is strenuous work after all. It's quite a workout. So I already had the camera in my hand. I figured, why not? Let's try this out. I took a few pictures and lo and behold, I could kind of control the exposure. I can at least control how the photo will look. In a previous episode, I talked about in-camera filters or picture control. Having this knowledge allowed me to preview what the final photo would look like. And in this case, since it's webcam shoots, the final photo was straight out of the camera.
SOOC.
For me personally, I found that the high contrast black and white photos were a lot more forgiving. The shoot went really well because now the model could hear me clicking the photos and also see me moving her around and giving her posing directions. So it felt like more like a real photo shoot. She had a great time. They all have so far. And just to be safe, I also took screenshots. So whenever I had an awesome image with my camera, I took a screenshot of the exact same pose. That way I could compare them later to see if my taking photos of the monitor was kind of misguided. Once I put those 2 photos side by side, I could see that the photos were pretty similar actually. I couldn't really tell the difference until I zoomed in. Obviously you could zoom in a lot more with the high resolution camera than the other one, which provided a problem. Because of the high resolution, I could see the individual pixels of the monitor. I could see little tiny squares, and then these squares would just repeat all over the place. So I tried to get rid of them using a few editing techniques. Playing around with the shutter speed almost fixed the trick. Something to do with refresh rate. We'll take a look into that later. I looked online to see if anyone else was doing this strategy. You know, taking pictures of a digital monitor versus being relegated with the resolution that comes with taking a screenshot. I found a few interesting things actually. There was people that were taking pictures of their phone, kind of like product photography, and dressing it up, putting nice flowers or whatever you will around it. It was really like hobo chic product photography, and it was pretty classy AF actually. They managed to fix the resolution problem because the phone was only a part of the picture versus the whole entire full screen. And also they got some of the creative control back because now they could dress up the surrounding area. As I was trying a few techniques of getting rid of the squares, one of the techniques I used was just to blur it, just turn down the clarity. And it looked pretty good when they were blurry. But then again, why would we ever blur our clients on purpose? And then I thought, in what situation would I blur them on purpose? And then it occurred to me, when the foreground element is the focus. So then I thought boudoir, foreground element, blurry client, shower shots. Shower shots are popular in boudoir because we play with the mystery element, and you know how much I love that mystery element. We get to play with the nice droplets in the foreground and allow our client to be mysterious in the background, which is amazing. So I jumped into action. I got a picture frame, got the nice water oily mixture and a spray bottle, and then I sprayed the picture frame and held it in front of the monitor. And lo and behold, it looked almost as good as the real thing. The resolution was amazing because nothing was sacrificed. I had complete control over the exposure, so I could make it dark or light. The model was blurry in the background, but that's the point. It was actually easier and arguably better than real life shower shoots. Because usually in real showers at least, the space is very limited. So you're limited to what kind of lenses you could use and where to put the lights. The more preferred strategy is to build a set and make a fake shower. The problem with that method is you have to go all out, or it just looks fake. It doesn't look quite right. Like the tiles in the background are never shower tiles, and the model is dry most of the time. So if you're gonna make a shower set, you have to go all out. It just looks like a normal shoot with just water droplets in the foreground. So if you're gonna do a shower shoot, make sure the model is wet. Get some tiles in the background so you can get some droplets on the tiles as well as droplets on the foreground. You have to go all out. If you want to go the extra mile, put a shampoo bottle in the background and even a shower head. So anywho, let's go back to the session. I tried a few different lenses, 24, 50, and 85. Problem with the 24 is I could see too much of the screen and everything else. The problem with the 85 is I couldn't get my hand far enough to focus on it. So 50 was the nice even ground. I don't think this method is going to work if you're just doing it on a phone or an iPad even, but luckily for me, I had 27 inches to work with. I think the results speak for themselves, don't you think? I will definitely be offering this to my clients even after all this is over. The hardest part about this is controlling the lighting on the model's end. Luckily for me, she had some lights to work with, so I could set up this high contrast split lighting coming from one side. And also put the tripod in the bathtub. Not everyone has those luxuries, but it's worth the extra effort if you have it. Anywho, if you're not a boudoir photographer, you're like, shower shots are too risque for me, try to think of other shots where the foreground is the focus. Crystal balls, maybe? Crystals? Just think of other shots where something else is the focus of the picture. So that's it. I hope this got you excited to actually try out virtual shoots if you were sitting on the fence. I know for me that the lack of control and the quality were a hindrance. So this is my solution. I've been posting these virtual shoots on Instagram and the likes keep coming in and I'm getting lots of comments congratulating me on how I did it. So don't be afraid that your quality is going to go down and your clients and fans are going to think less of you. In fact, they're going to be more impressed that you could actually achieve this. And on the risque topic right now, because of all the laid off staff right now, Instagram admins are kind of not there. So there hasn't been a better time to post these risque photos on Instagram and social media because the admins are asleep. So let's get naked.
This is the end of the show. Watch more videos. You don't